Wouldn't it be amazing if we could submit our web properties to be crawled and indexed on multiple search engines from a single dashboard? Without having to log in and navigate through Google Search Console first and then Bing Webmaster Tools after, clicking on the different menu options of each to crawl and then submit our websites? Let's find out how Staxio Webmasters Dashboard can make our lives so much easier. Staxio Webmasters Dashboard is the place to be when you want to submit your properties to be crawled and indexed on multiple search engines such as Google and Bing. Clicking on the Webmasters tab left menu option, the first table we will see is the Webmasters Dashboard. Now, this dashboard is where we can check the status of all our web properties on all the available search engines that Staxio is able to currently talk to. So we currently have Google and Bing, but we're also testing Yandex and Baidu. So which means we will also be able to send our links to China and Russia. Let's do a quick walkthrough of what we have on this first dashboard. So we have our site URL column with our links. Then we have the Google verified and Bing verified columns, which tell us what the actual verification status of our property is. And you get this little tip box that pops up if you hover your mouse on the column names to help us understand what they are. Now, each search engine Webmaster Tools has their own status description to indicate if a property that you have submitted is verified. So, for example, on Google, the site owner status means it's been verified, whereas on Bing, it's a true or false value that indicates whether the property has been verified or not. And to make our lives easier and have the best experience overall, irrespective of the name of the status we get from the search engines, we created a colored status where green means we're verified and gray means we need verification. So basically we want to work towards having as much green on this dashboard as we possibly can, and I'll be explaining how later in this series. Next, we have the Google Sitemaps and Bing Sitemaps status columns. And this is showing the number of existing sitemaps that the search engines were able to find on each of our properties. We will also be learning how we can easily add sitemaps using a workflow wizard in a next video. But ideally, we should be seeing both these numbers equal. And if they're not equal, then we might want to consider logging into the search engine with the lower number to the lowest number between the two to further dig into what might be causing the difference. The Google URLs and the Bing URLs columns tell us what the number of URLs found by Google and Bing is. And this is where we typically may start to see some difference between how each search engine is crawling and processing our properties, where the numbers won't exactly be matching. And that's still okay, because sometimes it can take one search engine longer to crawl when compared with the others. Also, please note that this is not the number of indexed URLs. These are the number of URLs found when the bots had a look at your property. Now, these URLs may or may not be indexed later, okay? And the last column on our Webmaster Dashboard is the Google index. And as you may have already guessed now, this is the actual number of URLs that Google has indexed on each of your web properties. Last but not least, on the footer of our table here, we have quick access links to each search engine that Staxio is currently able to talk to, just in case we need to work from inside the search engine tool itself. And that wraps it up for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Do ask any questions on the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.